Hello. I wasted way too much time today on who knows what. Wasn't as productive as I would have liked to be, but I got some stuff done, so let me quickly show you. First of all, going back to the boss fight in Act 1, I went ahead and added a few new animations for the boss. Got the attack and dashing animation finished, so let me quickly show you that. It's so ridiculous. Alright, bro, come on. But yeah, you can see his attack animation there. God damn it. Alright, bro, that's it. You're asking for it. Yeah, get fucked, bud. Alright, anyway. So I added that, and then I played around a little bit with, Amanda got back to me with some backing and stuff for the exterior area of Act 2. I think it's looking alright. This isn't really angled the way that it should be, but that's okay. That's an easy fix. Yeah, I feel like it's alright. I just need to figure out... Really need to sit down and figure out the final details of exactly what I want this to look like, but I think it's pretty much there. And then you just need to make some proper perspective angled versions of this. Oh yeah, I was testing out too, like blending it on the tile grounds as well. This is like the logo that we had, a couple versions of it for the representation of the gang slash army in this act. And she gave me a more slanted version of the windows for this here, like so, to match the perspective on the edge. Actually, does this need to be even more? Maybe not. Maybe that's okay. Wait, what? Did you send me the wrong one? Oh. Whoops. Okay, I'm gonna have to get back to her about that. I think she misunderstood. I think she just gave me the flip side of it, but I meant I wanted to make it like more slanted. Whoopsie. Okay, but anyway, come on, undo all that. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I need to put more focus into this. I haven't really looked too deeply into this, but I think it's mostly there. The feeling is right. I think it's just a matter of getting the colors right. Maybe a couple extra signs here. Yeah, I'll see. I have to think about it more. Anyway, finally the last thing and the main thing I was actually looking at today. So it's back to this. So I stretched out the level for what I was thinking I wanted to be the final shape of it. So as I mentioned yesterday, the special level, it's going to be this thing where you're just like going down one long hallway instead of the typical rooms. And then I had these ideas for having little segmented areas off to the side where there will be a guy there shooting at you. And then these blocks here are for guys that are not visible and they'll like appear from behind you. They'll spawn in. So I was just setting up the functionality for all that. And finally, the last thing was that I wanted Genyu to follow you in this level. Kind of like an escort mission, but not actually an escort mission because he'll be invincible. He can't actually get killed. I just want him to follow behind you. And I was thinking he'd have a gun in his hand and he'll just like occasionally shoot a guy that goes for him. But otherwise you take care of most of the enemies. So I just set up the basic functionality for all of that. See, he's following me here. Still smoking his cigarette. Getting shot, but he's invincible. Whoops. So he holds your inventory, right? So I think I accidentally clicked on him there. So a few things I gotta have to fix. I guess I have to do a thing where like his inventory that needs to disable when you enter the room. Alright, I'm gonna have to stay ahead of him. God damn it. I just want to show off. Oh my god, dude. Get out of the way, bro. No, don't get in the way. Yo, again, you get the fuck out of my way, bro. He's like, yo, dude, you need something from the backpack? Okay, hold on. It should just be a comedy scene where he runs after you and he's like, come on, dude, you need anything? You need something from the backpack, bro? Okay, I'll just slow down his movement for now. Just so I can show off the guys coming up from behind you. Yeah, you can see those two other guys came up from behind. Get out of the way, can you? Show that off one more time. Kinda missed it myself. Oh my god, dude. Just following you is funny. Alright. Anyway. So yeah, just set up the basics for that, and then tomorrow I'm going to get to actually finishing up the rest of that level. I think I should be able to finish all of it. And then I'll focus in on what I want for that. Actually, really what I was thinking was I was just going to focus 100% on getting all the prototypes for this act done first. I've got, how many levels? I got to do this level, and then 2-7, 2-8, and the boss fight. Right. I think it's like 3 times 4, 12 days. Yeah. Alright, we got time. I want to have this, all the prototypes for this act done by November, so I think I got just enough time. And yeah. And then once that's all done, then I think I'll sit down proper and figure out if we need anything else for the exterior levels, and then we can start making the proper art for all those levels. So as for my not being as productive today, I don't know, man. Still going through kind of a phase here. I've gotten a lot better compared to what I was going through for the past month or so. But I think right now, you know what I kept wasting time on is looking for some kind of game to play. And it's weird because over the past few years since I moved to Montreal, and I was working so much on my first game, and then for the first couple of years I'm working on this game too, I never played games at all, man. It just like, it stopped being a part of my life. And I was too busy occupying myself with so many other things because I was going out a lot and meeting people and things like that. But now that I've been much more isolated and hyper focused on working on my stuff, and I don't even know if I have been, to be honest, in comparison to before. At least not anymore so. Probably because I'm just going through it right now. But at least when I'm at my peak, I'm hyper focused. And yeah, it's kind of crept back into my life with just one or two games. And now I find myself thinking a lot about how, I don't know, does a movie director stop watching movies? Does a musician stop listening to other music? Or writers stop reading other books? And my concern, I think part of it, it's like I'm not really just, because what I was concerned about is that am I just looking for an escape, and video games have become that for the moment, and that's why I'm trying to find something to play. And I suppose it was that for a little bit over the past few weeks, but right now I have this weird concern, like, I don't know, like there's just no games that excite me, and I can't tell, is this a thing where I just grew out of it and it's because so many games are essentially a mindless escape, which they obviously are. But I'm thinking about and trying to find something that's maybe more meaningful. And there's just nothing that scratches that itch. What I liked about, because I was playing recently World of Warcraft, because that had at least the social aspect to it. Interacting with other people, and that was kind of fun. And maybe that was making up for a lack of social interaction in my life right now. But I've kind of gotten tired of it because I've played that game so many times over so many years, and it's all nostalgia, and I'm just trying to get back that feeling. This is what I was really doing. I was like chasing after that feeling of picking a random game and just playing it and getting into it. And I can't seem to recreate that, man. First of all, so many games now aren't even an option for that because they're filled with, besides being like the mindless escapism stuff, they're also just filled with like microtransaction stuff and extra currency. So I'm like, okay, free-to-play games don't count. Any kind of grindy, mindless, arcadey games, it's not what I want. And that already limits it so much. But then I'm also not a big fan of visual novels or any kind of game that lacks a lot of game and is mostly just, I don't know, like point-and-click adventure games, for example. Not really my thing either. So that eliminates a lot of games. So it's like, what am I even looking for exactly? It's like the kinds of games I want to play largely don't exist. There's very few of them. Or the few that do exist, a lot of them are like extremely old. I don't know. So I feel like I have to mess around a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm in this process of discovery right now. I'm trying to look for something. And for a little while there, it was just looking for a distraction. But right now, I think I'm in a much better mindset. I'm feeling a lot better. I've been eating better and hitting the gym and everything again. So I'm slowly working my way back to my peak form. But I'm still craving some kind of game experience. And I can't seem to find what it is that I'm looking for. It's something more. I crave something that's like my experiences when I was younger growing up playing games, but which also scratches an itch that feels more mature and older, like something more meaningful, something deeper. And that was what I always had in mind coming into starting to make games now, is that like that's what I wanted to create, something more for an adult audience in the more serious kind of manner. That's the best way of putting it. I don't know, man. I think like thinking about it now, I'm also kind of, I have felt a little bit. That's the thing with Six Samurai now too, is I feel this slight bit of demotivation for the first time in a long time. And I think it's because, I don't know, it's probably a mixture of factors, but I think part of it is I'm a little bit like, this is a game that I want to make, but which was primarily influenced by I need to make something marketable that I know has a market and that's more of a traditional type of game. And it makes me feel a little bit like when I'm playing and I'm like, yeah, this is awesome, this is fun, I love this, but it does make me sit back and be a little bit like, is this too much of the that like mindless fun? You know what I mean? I mean, to be fair, most of the narrative is still missing right now, and I guess that's where the depth of it comes into play. I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling insecure, but will I be able to make it into something more? Will it just be a fun game and that's it? And am I overly looking forward to like I keep thinking a lot about what I want to make after that. I have all these ideas that are hitting me now that I've had for a long time too, to be fair, but which are just feel like that more serious thing that I aspired to. But I do feel like this is something not that not to suggest for even a second that I would like not make this, obviously. Obviously this game is getting finished and I want to make it the best possible thing it can be, but yeah, I don't know. I guess there's just a lot on my mind about the complexities of all of this and the potential for the future and what I have to pull off here and all that. I will say though, somebody left a post on the Steam forums for the game yesterday saying, "Demo is awesome. Can't wait to play the full release." Considering my state of mind with all this, that was a nice, encouraging piece of motivation. So thank you to that guy for posting that. It did make me feel kind of like, oh, okay, right. I am making something good. I should keep going here. Not let any doubts get to me. Yeah, I don't know, man. So that's where I'm at. Doing pretty well, but still a little bit stuck in the trying to distract myself out of insecurities or something kind of thing, and then at the same time feeling this weird thing like it's like there's something I'm looking for that I can't seem to find, and I think that's the kind of stuff I want to make. And then this game I'm making right now, it's not quite that, but I do like what I'm making, and I gotta finish this first, and it's all just making me feel a little bit weird. Sorry for the prolonged silence. I'm just I don't think I really have anything else to say tonight, but I'm just deep in thought about this now. Dude, I honestly, you know what's just in my mind more than anything? It's like I know this is what I was born to do. This is what I'm here for. And yet I don't know how it's going to turn out and how much more brutal it's going to be. And it's like a gift and a it feels like a gift and a curse. Like I have it's a curse because it's like even when I feel like I don't want to do this, I feel like I have to at the same time. If that makes sense. I don't know how else to put it. It's almost like I wish I could just be, and I know this might sound a little pretentious, but I wish I could just be like a fucking normal person. A normal person and just like get a regular 9 to 5 job, make good money, have a family, and you know, in my spare time maybe I play games now and then, and that's it. And then I get old and then I die. That would be a nice life, you know? Like that's like I think more than anything that's what I'm feeling right now. is like this is fucking hard, man. It's like simultaneously a dream come true, and at the same time that there's just these periods of time you go through where you're like fuck, I wish I didn't have to do this, and yet I know I have to. And I know I wouldn't actually, and that's the thing, like that's why I can't do the regular thing, because I know I wouldn't actually in the long run be satisfied with them. There'd be this like gnawing thing deep inside of me, and yet sometimes it's just fucking hard and tiring, man. And I'm currently stuck between pining for that more normal life and yet knowing that I can't succumb to that, and it's just not, that's not for me. It's not what I'm supposed to do. So it's like I'm reluctantly working away at it. Well, one way or another, I got to come to terms with this soon again, as I have so many times before. All right. See you tomorrow.